One meal a day, a longevity secret of the ancients. Breaking the conditioning of 3 meals a day. Before we explore fasting, let's acknowledge that we are moving towards what is natural and not imposing something artificial on ourselves. Initially, years of conditioning may give rise to difficulty in fasting. But once we break the habit and experience genuine hunger and satiation and enjoy the feeling of lightness, high energy, and spontaneous welling up of joy during the fasting periods, we will realize that fasting is as natural as eating, and this will not at all be a challenge to maintain as a way of life. What happens when we restrict quantities but eat 3 or more times a day in the form of meals and snacks? Every time we put something in the mouth, the body gets into digestion and assimilation mode. Insulin levels spike up immediately to transport nutrients to the cells. But when the insulin levels go up, fat cells do not release the fat stored in them. So if we keep eating, though the quantities may be very small, the body tends to hold on to the weight. Now after a short while after the meal, the insulin levels in the blood drop, creating a fresh wave of hunger. Those who have followed calorie restriction experience constant hunger pangs and find it difficult to maintain discipline, often ending up in binge eating sprees. And they are also more vulnerable to insulin resistance. When we fast, say for 23 hours, a different biochemistry kicks in. We feel hunger when the hormone ghrelin is produced. If we are used to eating breakfast at 8 a.m., lunch at 1 p.m., a snack at 5 p.m., and dinner at 8 p.m., out of habit, the body experiences a spike in ghrelin levels at these times, and you experience a familiar hunger pang. What is important to recognize here from the research of scientists like Dr. Asumi is that just feeling the pangs does not mean that every cell in your body is craving for the meal. So nothing bad happens if we miss responding to that call of ghrelin. Just like we have trained the body to expect a meal at that time, we can train it to stop expecting it too. And when this training is complete, ghrelin will stop being produced at that time and we will not feel a hunger pang. The point to be noted here is that a hunger pang is not so personal or pressing as we often experience it. It is the result of an expectation coming from a certain conditioning, a certain habit, and it can be changed. So it's alright to ignore a hunger pang. When we fast, as the body is not letting any food in, insulin levels remain low. The body begins to metabolize fat from the reserves. And on the other hand, autophagy sets in. Through autophagy, the body gets protein from the old cellular waste, and so there is no loss of muscle tone. When we restrict calories to say 2000 per day, we may be able to slowly come to a level of fitness, but its impact on the cellular health is not so profound as it does nothing to curb insulin resistance and it does not stimulate intense states of autophagy. Starvation and the resulting metabolic stress is nature's method of maintaining cellular health. One meal a day, a way of life. Having one meal a day is what the body wants. The autophagy is simply a name we have given to what is part of a natural process of the body. So having one meal a day is not a diet, but rather an approach. And because it is what the body wants, the body rewards us with a sense of well-being. The amazing benefits of having one meal a day. When we eat one meal a day, how much ever we try to binge, calories consumed are naturally restricted. The amount of food to be processed is less, and so the body has time and energy to repair and rebuild. The process of metabolism involved in digestion and assimilation of food also produces certain byproducts like free radicals, which are ions that hasten aging, and with less intake, we also reduce the levels of free radicals in the body, thus slowing down aging. The combined effects of starving the body of calories and autophagy are many. Reduced inflammation in the arteries, resulting in reduced plaque formation and clogging, resulting in lesser risk of heart attacks. Stabilizing of insulin secretion and a reduction in insulin resistance, especially in obese people. Hormones start performing better with greater cleansing of waste. When you fast for 23 hours, the body uses up all energy stored as glycogen in the liver. The liver is then forced to open up its fat reserves and produce a new energy source called ketone bodies. Ketone bodies provide a stable source of fuel for the brain compared to glucose, which tends to fluctuate. This allows the neurons of the brain to remain well supplied with oxygen and remain in good condition, slowing down cognitive decline that happens with age and keeps the brain sharper. Cancer is emerging as an epidemic. Fasting comes to the rescue. Starving the cancer cells of glucose kills them and does not allow them to multiply. Fasting also promotes an alkaline environment in the body. This also inhibits the growth of cancer cells. Further, because of autophagy, the cancer cells get eaten up even before they can spread. That is why our ancestors, who ate much less than us, had not heard of cancer. As the body burns fat in this way, we quickly reach to our ideal weight, losing all our belly fat as well as the excess fat that gets accumulated around the liver, leading to the fatty liver syndrome. So in this way, liver function is further enhanced, boosting its power to cleanse the body. Remaining strong even with one meal a day. You can have one meal a day and yet remain strong. The first few days, you may feel a little tired because the body is used to certain levels of blood glucose and salts in your bloodstream. But when you continue with the fast, the body will form its new normals, which will only lead you towards health. In a few days, you will stop feeling tired or low during the fasting period. Your muscles will also remain intact if you use them. So by exercising for about an hour daily, you will not lose your muscle tone. You can just go about doing your daily activities at a normal pace. Stay tuned.